Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. We are continuing our previous shir on the topic of Birkas Hanehenin, and we, Baruch Hashem, had a beautiful arichos in the previous shir, and where we left off, we had a kasha on the sheet of the Ri in Tosfos. The Ri holds that if you have Suffolk Birkas Hanehenin, you make the bracha. Normally we say Sveka D'Rabbanan L'Kula, but here you make the bracha. And we said because it's Isser. You're not allowed to be over an Isser. It's just a mitzvah, like the Rif holds, so then you can be Mekel. But since it's Isser, we don't want to allow you to be over an Isser, so you have to Machmir and make the bracha. So we had a kasha from a Mishnah. We had three kashas, so we dealt with two of them. We had a kasha from a Mishnah in brachas, and the Mishnah says that a Baal Keri makes a bracha after he eats, but not before. So how can that possibly be? If it's Isser, how do we let the Baal Keri eat without making a bracha? So the fact that we asked Akash the Paulim don't make a bracha before, so we said that there's a girsa that holds that they do. The Onen kasha we asked, so we said there's a shita that holds that taka they do make a bracha on achila. But we got into trouble with the shita of the Mishnah of Baal Keri Mevarech Lachar Matzvah Lefanav. If it's Isser, how do you make a bracha? How do they eat without a bracha? It's a Ri's whole shita is predicated on the fact that his shita that Sveka D'Rabbanan, the Suffolk Birkas Hanehenin is l'chumra, is because it's Isser. So if it's Isser, how do we allow a Baal Keri to eat without making a bracha? So you can explain this. Behekting divrei Rashi brachas lamed hey d'vin of amid beis. Gemara says, "Kol hanenim and olam hazeh below bracha kilu gozel HaKadosh Baruch Hu." If you're nana from this world without a bracha, you're stealing from God. What are you stealing from God? Pashtus, the food. You make a bracha. Rashi says, "Es birchasa." We mentioned this in the previous year. You're stealing his bracha. The Maharsha is omed on the question. He's stealing the food. It says in the Gemara, "Kilu nana mikachi shamayim." What's up, Rashi? He's stealing the bracha. Shlomo Zalman in the Minchas Shlomo and Siman Yudches explains that the Geder Chiyuv Bracha Be'ikro is a mitzvah, not an Isser, like the rayas we brought in the previous year. And he explained that it says in the Gemara Kilu Gozel that Chachamim made the Chiyuv Bracha so strong that if somebody doesn't make a bracha, it's like he's stealing the bracha from God. But not that the Iker Yisod Hadin is the Isser Hana Me'amachol Ad Shiavarech. No. Pshat is that the Chiyuv Bracha is so strong that if you don't make a bracha, because it's a mitzvah like we proved in the previous year, making a bracha. But this mitzvah is such a strong chiyuv that it's like you stole it from God. If you don't make the bracha. Avaloshi ikar yisod adin is the Yisr Hana. So the Maharsha learned that the Yisod Adavar is that the Chachamim place in Isser Gezel and Me'ila B'Achilas HaMeichel. And through the means of a bracha, the Isser became mutter. And therefore, he had a kasha on Rashi. That the machal is being stolen and not the bracha. The Maharsha learned that it's an Isser, that you have to make a bracha, you're stealing the food. Shlomo Zalman says the other way. The Yisod Adin is mitzvah k'shar mitzvah rabbanan. But what's mistaif, what emerges, what branches out from this mitzvah is an Isser Gezel midrabbanan. It's very, very strong, this mitzvah. And if somebody doesn't make a bracha, he's stealing the bracha. And also, it's nana mikachi shamayim. But the yesod is this iser gezel of stealing God's bracha, like Rashi says. But maybe you could say a middle road, that there are two stages b'tzuras hatakana. You can say that they're not two stages b'tzuras hatakana, but it's one din. There's a chiyuv bracha. It's not that there's chiyuv, and then from that is mistayif and iser. Those are the two shlavim Reb Shlomo Zalman holds it. No. And now, like the Maharsha says, that there's an iser. Chachamim made an iser, gezel, and me'ilah. And through the bracha, the iser has become permitted. No. Yisod adinu echad. There's a chiyuv bracha. Just the geder of this chiyuv is like an iser, and not a mitzvah. And when Chazal were mitaken the chiyuv bracha, they were mitaken begeder iser lecho below bracha. It emerges that the essence of the chiyuv bracha is defined as an iser not to hold back the bracha when you eat. So we understand, according to this, that somebody who eats is not stealing without a bracha is not stealing the food. The food is never aser. He's stealing the bracha, because that's the ikar geder chiyuv bracha meikara. That there's an iser to steal this bracha. Not like Rosh Shlomo Zalman says, that there's a mitzvah, and then from this is mistayif and iser. Iser of stealing. No. It starts out that this, the takanas chazal, was that there's an iser to hold back the bracha. But not that the food is aser, that there's an iser to hold back the bracha. And that would appear to be the sheet of the Ri. And therefore he holds that even makom sofek aser lechol b'loy bracha. Because it's not like other sveket derabbanans. Rather, it's kesafik iser, which has a din of gezel, of me'ilah. Gezel habracha. What's the me'ilah? It's ki'ilu mo'ab. Nana mikachi shamayim. What does that have to do with the bracha? Question. As far as the bracha is concerned, that was the takanas habracha. The bracha is begeder iser, that it's aser to be moneh its bracha. And that was the ikar geder chiyuv bracha meikara. And therefore the Ri holds that even makom sofek iser lecha b'lo bracha, since it's not kishar sveka derabanan, it's kesafek iser that has a gezel aspect to it, not giving Hashem his bracha. Consider gezel bracha, and therefore you can't steal this bracha. Memela, if you have a safek bracha, you have to make the bracha. And according to this gather, those people who aren't mechuyev b'bracha, they don't have an iser achila, because there's no iser nifrad, no separate iser from the chiyuv. The gather of the chiyuv is the iser. And therefore, somebody who's not a bar chiyuva machmas ones, that Chachamim patered him, like a balkari and a poel, so he's no Isser Achila. Also, an onen is patered on a mitzvahs. Chazal never mechayim him in the first place. In other words, who's going to be the thief? Who's going to be stealing the bracha? Somebody who's mechuyev bebracha. Who has this gather Isser? Who has the gather Isser? Only somebody who's chayiv to make a bracha in the first place. He has this gather Isser. According to the Rif and the other poskim, who are matir lechol b'safek, the gather adavar is k'mitzvah be'alma. The Yisr is a tosefes ha'alama, shala mitzvah. The Yisr is mistaif, like the Reb Shlomo Zalman says. The Yisr comes out of the mitzvah. There's a mitzvah to make a bracha, and it's so strong that if you don't, so Chazal made it that you were over an Isser. But since the Yisod Davar is a mitzvah, Safek mitzvah lekula, so you don't make a bracha. And therefore, there's not even the kasha doesn't start from Nonain and from Balkari, etc. Poel. They don't have this mitzvah in the first place. They don't have a mitzvah. They don't have to make a bracha. But if you hold that it's an Isser, then you're in trouble. Because how do we allow them to do an Isser? The answer is they're only over on the Isser if they're chayiv in the first place, not chayiv in the first place. Nafkamina, between these two shittas, in light of what we said, in instances that the gavra is mechuyev bebracha, but there's an external siba that prevents him from making the bracha. If it's a chiyuv mitzvati, it's a mitzvah. So since the maisa he can't make the bracha, there's no reason not to eat. Why shouldn't he eat? He's not chayav to make the bracha. But if it's chiyuv isuri, this siba cannot be matter his achila. Because sof lo yochal, lo yigzol bracha, because be'etzem is mechuyev bebracha. Can't do an Isser. He's mechuyev bebracha, and he can't make the bracha. Can't eat. When he's not mechuyev bebracha, can onay and a pol, he can eat. Onay and pol balakari. Not mechuyev bebracha. But let's say he is mechuyev bebracha, and something's preventing you making the bracha. Don't eat. If it's a mitzvah, can't do the mitzvah. Beseder. Eat. But if it's an Isser, can't be over an Isser. If it's a mitzvah anyway, you can't do the mitzvah. So just eat. But if it's an Isser, how can we allow him to be over an Isser? And there are a number of nafkaminas. One writes the Taz or Chaim Samach Beis. At Sameh Belayla B'mitaso. He's thirsty, he's in bed. He can't wash his hands and make the bracha. What should he do? Yehara bracha b'libo v'yishte. Shabur writes, he should think the bracha in his heart and drink. Shabur writes, those people who drink in the bathhouse without a bracha, shalokadin osim. There you're not allowed to even do hirer. Not like the Taz is this case, that it's mutter b'hirer, lying in bed. And Mesamech b'shas atchak that here is kedibur. No, there you can't even do hirer. As the bir halacha, dein lahater mishum shu anos al abrach shein ochal avarech, zeh hashayach lo rakim mayom chazal du mitzvah avarech. So if he's anos, can't do the mitzvah, he can't do the mitzvah, honest, he's off the hook. But says the bir halacha, b'em esamach chazal do asur lahanos below bracha. Asur to be nane, asur. can't drink. And that's our discussion. That's what we said. If the Geder HaChiyuv is an Isser L'Hanos B'li Bracha, what's going to be Matir the Yisr? What's Matir the Yisr for him? Nothing. Therefore, he can't drink. Can't drink in the bathhouse. Just a mitzvah he could. Another nafkamina, possibly. We say in Chulin that you can't give Kuf Zayin Amid Beis. Don't give a piece of bread to the waiter to eat unless you know that he washed. And in Talmidei Rabbeinu Yonah, at the end of the 8th parak of Brachas, brings that some people learn from here. You shouldn't give to eat unless you know that this guy's going to make a bracha. And he's dochanel. And since you're miskabing lasos mitzvah, you're giving b'torah staka, it's mutter. Writes the Beis Yosef, Kuf Samach Tes, it's not true. Because giving to the shamish is also a mitzvah. Giving to the waiter is also a mitzvah. Nevertheless, lo yitein lo yada shenatal. You shouldn't give it to him if you know that he wasn't notal yadayim. The famous thing today, giving to people who aren't from, it's going to cause sinna. Be over on lo sisna. Other tztadim. But you see that the machlokas Beis Yosef and Talmidei Rabbeinu Yonah. Rabbeinu Yonah says, as long as you're giving b'torah stucca, you're b'seder. Even if he's not going to make a bracha, Beis Yosef says, no. Now that I give the waiter, that's stucca. The Bach writes, it's not a kasha. Because when you give to him, you're not over anything. Adrabah, you're mekayim, it's his stucca. And if he doesn't make a bracha afterwards, you're not over on lifnei b'shas hanesina. B'shas hanesina, you're just doing your mitzvah. And pshat is the chorah in the Bach. That when you give a prusa la'achila, l'misha lo natal yadav, yesh b'zeh achshala b'isser. You're being machshil him in an isser. He didn't wash his hands, and you're giving him to eat. So you can't give the waiter to eat if he hasn't washed. Because when you give him, you're machshil him. You're giving him food and he hasn't washed. Mashen Kane. Somebody who won't make a bracha in the future, give him a cookie and he's not going to make a bracha, there's no shata sisser. You're just causing him gram and nias mitzvah la'achar zman. You're causing him to refrain from doing a mitzvah afterwards. Beis Yosef is learning. This is also lifnei. Because when it comes to Natil Sidaim, everybody agrees. You're not allowed to give a prusa to the shamis, to the waiter, unless he washed. But Talmidei Rabbeinu Yonah the Bach say that, but to give to somebody who's not going to make a bracha, you're allowed. The Beis Yosef says you're not allowed to do that either. So apparently the Bach is learning that when you give to somebody who's not going to eat, who hasn't washed his hands, that's Isser. You're being machshel him in Isser. Because what's the Isser? The Isser is eating without Natil Yadayim. That's Isser. The Bach says you're machshil him in an Isser. The fact that he won't make a bracha afterwards, that's just preventing a mitzvah. The Beis Yosef is learning, and no, that they were here also. The fact that he's not going to make a bracha, that's also Isser. And maybe that's their machlokas is our chakira. Is it isser or is it mitzvah? The Bachtim and Rabbeinu Yonah are learning they knew that a bracha is mitzvah. So causing him that afterwards he's not going to do a mitzvah, you don't have to worry about that. You're doing your mitzvah, you're giving your mitzvah staka. And the fact that he's not going to do a mitzvah afterwards, that's not called Achshala Be'isr. That's gram, him not doing his mitzvah. But giving to him, if he hasn't washed a til yadayim, eating without til yadayim is Isser. Isser, you're not allowed to do. That everybody agrees to. The Beis Yosef says, not only is it Isser if he eats without a til yadayim, it's also Isser if he eats without a bracha. So you're not allowed to give it to him if he's not going to make a bracha. That's also Isser. The Bach holds that's not Isser. That's just Menias Mitzvah. That's not Lifnei either. It's not called a Michshol. He was eating without a bracha Isser or not doing a mitzvah. Bach holds not doing a mitzvah. Beis Yosef holds that it's Isser. That's the machlokas about giving to somebody who's not going to make a bracha. But giving somebody bread who's not going to, who didn't wash, that's Isser. That everybody agrees to us. That's the Gemara. So you know the nafkamina, is it Isser or mitzvah? The Rambam writes, Brachas Perak Aleph Halacha Yates, Kol Ochel Davar HaAser, Be'mizelda Be'mishkagin Avarchalav Loi B'tchila V'lo B'sof. Somebody who eats a davar aser, whether it's been mazed or b'shogeg, you don't make a bracha not before you eat it, and not after. Explains the Kesef Mishnah. Learn from the Gemara in Bava Kama of Tzadi Dalet. Famous Gemara. And we're about to make it yet more famous. It says there in the Gemara that if somebody steals chitim and he grinds it and kneads it and bakes it and is mafresh challah, how can he make a bracha into mavarich elamanites? This guy's like a blasphemer, a scorner. Hashem. Such a person who's making a bracha on this is blaspheming God. The Rambam is medame Birkas Hanehenin and the Birkas HaMitzvahs. Just like you don't make a Birkas HaMitzvahs on something that's stolen, you also don't make a Birkas Hanehenin. You can't make a bracha on a freshest challah. You can't make a Birkas Hanehenin either. That's the case of Mishnah. The Ravid is masik on the Rambam. Tov bazeh tos gedola. The Ravid never minces words. Shelo amru shein mevarachem el shein mizamnin aleim. It says in the Gemara, you're not mizamin. Not that you're not mevarach on a dvar iser, on a meichel of iser. Of a bracha tchila v'sof lama lo yivarachu. Why didn't you make a bracha before and after? So we can explain that the Ravid learns b'svara, and so it's mefurish b'asagas haramach there and in the Meiri and Bava Kama Tzadi Dalid, that since Asr lehanas b'loi bracha, there's no reason not to make a bracha and to be over on another Isser. It's Isser here. What? Like the Gemara says, somebody who eats garlic and he has bad breath should continue eating garlic and continue having bad breath? No. Don't add insult to injury. Guy already did an Isser. He's eating a Dvar Isser. At least make a bracha. Don't be over in another Isser. And when the person steals the chitim, it's different. There, we're talking about Birkas HaMitzvahs. There's no Isser to do a mitzvah without a bracha. It's just a mitzvah. And here there's no mitzvah because it can't be gzela. Yeah, the mitzvah's canceled out. Mashenkin in Birkas Hanehenin, the Geder Chiyav is Kisser Gezel. Why should he be over an Isser? It's another question, hopefully we'll get to. But to eat without a bracha rishona, why should he be over an Isser? The law says sense. Doesn't make sense to be over an Achan Isser. Make the bracha before the Birkas Hanehenin. And the Rambam is learning, you guessed it, fans, that the Yesod Chiyuv Birkas Hanehenin is a mitzvah. As it's mashma b'dvar b'tchilas hilchos brachas, mitzvahs esem in HaTorah. Levarech achar achilas mazon b'divrei soben levarech kol meichel tchila. Hakach yena mimenu. So it's a mitzvah b'divrei soben to make a bracha. And then minene. So Birkas Hamazon v'acharez b'vadei b'geder mitzvah. Meduyik milashona b'tchilas hilchos brachas mitzvahs esem. And Dumya Dahachi, similarly, they were mitaken to make a bracha rishona. Mitzvah, mitzvah. And therefore the Rambam makes a tzushtel between Birkas Hanehenin and Birkas HaMitzvahs. Ein zeh mevarech ela menayitz. Can't make the bracha. Menayitz. Just like Birkas HaMitzvahs you don't make, so too. Birkas Hanehenin are also similar to Birkas HaMitzvahs. Don't make that Birkas Hanehenin. Don't do that. That's not a. There's no mitzvah here. If the guy's eating dvar iser, making a bracha on it is no mitzvah. It's a menayitz. The Rambam's l'shitaso, paskin. Brachas dalet beis ches yud beis like the Rif. The pesafik eino chozim revarch Birkas Hanehenin because it's only a mitzvah. Mashiach came the Rabbit is holding that it's an iser. You can't be over an Isser. If you're eating a Michael Isser, that's one Isser. Don't be over another Isser and not make a bracha. Okay, B'siyata D'Shmaya. We still have another nafkamina to talk about. And a lot more to say. Be'ezer Hashem. But we will conclude here. Tafasta meruba lo tafasta. And we will give ourselves a bracha that we should be zoche, lilmod u'lelamed, lishmor v'lasos, u'lekayim is called divrei salmo tarasu b'yahava. Amen v'amen. Shalom, shalom. Sweetest and most beloved friends.